going to be writing. I'm so excited. I'm actually working on my novel. So excited. Oh my gosh. It's super fun. Okay, this spring break, I am taking time to work on my novel. And that's what I consider fun. I know writing, not always fun, but I'm excited for this novel. So it's kind of a funny story. But in my class, I found this writing competition. A friend on Instagram was like, hey, by the way, I saw this writing competition and I immediately thought of you. And I was like, you're so sweet, A. And B, I was like, absolutely, I'll check it out. So, checked it out. Thought it was pretty cool. It worked really well because my novel writing class, we're writing 50,000 words together. And in that writing session was the due date for that competition was right during when we were writing those words. So it's like perfect. I was like, okay, guys, told my class, like, we gotta check this out. So I told my class. My professor heard, and she's like, I want to enter into this too. So now it's part of the curriculum. And so on Monday, I think 5,000 words is due because we need 5,000 done. And on Tuesday, we're going to start editing and critiquing each other's work. And I'm very excited. Heavily nervous, but very excited. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And so tonight, my goal is to work on outlining and then writing. I'm super excited. If I can plug my computer in. But I'm gonna start working on this. So the competition is Pro Writing Aids competition. If you yourself have a work, you're like, this novel, I have started it. It's like around 5,000 words in, and or maybe longer or shorter, and you're like, I think I could win something with this. Or maybe you're just like, I would love to enter into a competition. Go for it. Pro Writing Aid, it's great. They said they're not looking for finished manuscripts. I mean, they're looking for things, it's grammatically correct and all that, but they're not looking for like polished, like J.K. Rowling, like they're not looking for a complete manuscript. They're looking for a promise of a story, a clear story and something good. And it's 5,000 words, so it's got to hook fast. So that's kind of the goal. I have already written like I think 1,600 words so far, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Now, I kind of overthought it and started a different intro version, and in class last week, I had to read my first line. It was such a bad first line. I don't even know if I have it on here. I do. Okay, it's awful. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute, I started 3 versions. So anyway, I said this awful first version, very clunky. My professor said it was clunky in front of the entire class, and I was like, I completely agree. I was mortified, but I completely agreed. So I was like, hey, so what do you think about this first one that I did? And she was like, she laughed and she said she loved it. So I have a good solid beginning, which makes me feel so much better. And so now tonight I will be working on writing some more and getting more words on the page. I need to get it like on the page in order for this to work. And oh my gosh, my brain, it's been a long day. But I need to get words on the page because if I don't have any words on the page, I have nothing to edit. And if I don't have anything to edit, then that's a problem. So let's get this going. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the document. So this is called Project Book Club, and I'll go ahead and give you guys the pitch. I'm not gonna share much more than that because I want to be careful. I don't want to accidentally disqualify myself from the competition by sharing too much information online. So I am going to just share you the little elevator pitch that I made up. And I use Notion. Shout out to Notion. Love Notion. I just got into it like this past like school year. Love it. So organized and it makes me so happy. But it's kind of gotten crazy. I get concerned how much storage there is on Notion because there's a lot on here. So this is like the aesthetic. I don't know if you guys can see it from here. Just ignore that. This is the aesthetic, if you guys like it. See, pretty, isn't it? Made it on Canva. We love Canva, I think. My brother doesn't really like Canva very much. He prefers to do like Adobe. It's not Adobe Photoshop, not Photoshop. Maybe Photoshop. You know, like the Adobe softwares and that kind of stuff. He prefers that, which is totally valid. But I'm not like I just use Canva. Makes my life easier. And I use Pinterest photos because who doesn't love Pinterest? And without further ado, I'll give you my elevator pitch. So this is my elevator pitch for my novel temporarily called Project Storyteller. After her father loses his job, Mia moves to a new city to be closer to family. But when Mia's new English teacher assigns a project to have 3 new experiences by the end of the school year, Mia realizes she'll have to try very, very hard to regain any sense of normalcy. So this is kind of her finding her way, very much a coming of age novel. This is a lower young adult story, and it's obviously a contemporary story. I like it a lot. Some of my comp titles, if you don't know what a comp title is basically like, oh my goodness, if you love the Wingfeather Saga, then you'll love my fantasy story. Or if you love Narnia, you will love my Portal Fantasy, you know, that kind of thing. So you're kind of just comparing already written books to your own book. Be like, oh, if you like this, you'll like this. That's basically what it is. And so some of my comp titles are The Penderwicks. Sorry, my family just started burst out laughing. Okay, anyway, The Penderwicks, Adventures of Waffles, The Fault in Our Stars, don't worry, just a smidge. From Up on Puppy Hill by, that's Studio Ghibli, so that's a movie, a little bit different, movie comp. And then The Unteachables by Gordon Corman, and Short by Holly Goldberg Sloan. So there's theater kid vibes in this, there's a book club, obviously, and there's a really sweet story. I don't want to spoil it because it's a big plot twist in the book, something that happens I hint towards in the beginning, and then 75% through, it's game over. I'm using the Save the Cat method for this book. So Save the Cat method is basically, it was originally a screenplay method, and now it is a novel writing method. Super cool. And I love it so far. I haven't completed a novel yet, but I've been using this for my first novel, which was Project Storyteller. I reached 40K in that words, and I almost finished. I was 75% of the way through, or 80 even percent, and then I had to stop because I started my novel writing class, and so they kind of kicked that one out. But now I'm working on this story, which is a lot easier, so it's probably good I'm working on this, but part of me wishes I finished the other one anyway. That's a side tangent. But anyway, I'm loving Save the Cat because I used that for this one, and I'm loosely using it for this one. Now, the beginning is not exactly like the Save the Cat method, because in the beginning you have to, they say opening image, and then you set up the story. And then you have your catalyst. I start with my catalyst, and then I kind of revert back a little bit. I don't time skip. I basically just, it's okay, so she's at school and then she's at home. So I kind of revert, and then I kind of explain, okay, this is what's going on, this is the situation. And then we kind of jump back to the debate of okay, what does she do? Does she do this? And then she decides to do it, and then we go into act 2. I don't think I'll get that far. 5,000 words is not very much. One thing I do need to calculate before I start writing is to figure out where am I landing in my word count. I don't know exactly how long the book is going to be. I'm kind of aiming towards 70K maybe, or longer. I'd like to have more of an official novel length, which would just be nice, because my other one is 50K, which is fine, but it's just not really, it's more of a really long novella than a novel, if that makes sense. A novella is basically in between a short story and a novel length. There's also a novelette. I don't really know the difference between a novelette and a novella. I'm assuming a novella is just longer than a novelette, but anyway, that's a lot of words. But that's one thing I need to figure out. There's something really cool freebie if you like the Save the Cat method or are interested in this. She has a freebie on her website, and so it's called Save the Cat Calculator. And it's super cool because basically what this does is you input your total word count or total pages, but I'm gonna put in word count. So my total word count, let's say I'm gonna say 70. We'll say 70K. And then what it does for you, I love this, it will, sorry, I'm making sure I put enough zeros in. It'll tell you how many thousand words you have, okay, for each beat of the story. So let me show you this. So this is kind of what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can really see it that well, but get rid of this ad. But basically, so how it reads is the opening image is always going to be a really short amount of time. It's a blip, a scene. So for this, it says the opening image is going to be about 700 words. And then the theme stated, which we can get to that later. Basically, the setup is going to take me from the opening image. Basically, it's going to be 6,000 words. So my setup, according to this, I'm not even going to reach my catalyst before I have to submit this project. All I'm doing, but like I said, I kind of like switched the catalyst a little bit up, and then I had the debate, and they said my opening image to my debate should be 13,000 words. It's a lot of words. I don't know if it really will be 70K. I don't know if I have that many words for this, especially in the beginning. I think I could, like the middle part stuff, that could last a while, but my beginning is pretty short. So we'll see what I end up doing. But at least that gives me some frame of mind. Let me see. Let me try 60K and see where we land. So if we do that, the setup, basically it's the same thing. The setup ends at 5,000 words. So it's the same thing. Obviously, one thing I have to be careful with is you don't want to like run too rigid with your outline. More like with your putting your story in a certain method, right? You don't want to like cram it in, then your story has no room to breathe and be its own thing. But you also still want to be careful. You don't want to break the rules too much as a beginner. If you're an experienced person, then you can do whatever you want. But honestly, I love what Brandon Sanderson says. He says writers are chefs, not cooks. We don't follow the recipe. We kind of make our own creation, maybe out of different things other people have done and things we like, and then it turns into something beautiful and something of our own. And that's a writing process. I'm still trying to discover my writing process, but for my writing brain, I really like Save the Cat so far. It feels like it works. So we're gonna go with that. But without further ado, let's get into writing. So I'm gonna use the Pomodoro method. I am going to put a timer for let's start with 15 minutes. So I'm gonna put a timer for 15 minutes, have it done, and then I will come back and I will share like my favorite line and that kind of stuff. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll share my favorite line because I'm trying to keep it under wraps, but I will give my word count and kind of where I'm at in the story. So let me go ahead and pull up the timer for us real quick. And if you have any questions, even if you're in the replay, don't hesitate to put any questions in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. Let's get where's my timer? Oh, there it is. It's staring me right in the face. So yeah, let's start with 15. Let's see how it goes. And then we'll probably take like a 5 to 10 minute break and kind of just see where we're at. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay. I'm doomed, Eliza. Doom is worse from. Oh, I'll go ahead and mute myself for you guys. Wait a minute! What am I doing? I needed to put on my record player for you guys. Okay, behind me is my record player. I love it so much. And I'm gonna plug it in and give us some tunes to listen to while we write because I think, oh, I need to turn off the timer. Wait, why is this so chaotic? Okay, leave that plugged in. I'll just leave the timer go. It's fine. We'll do a 10-minute sprint. It's all right. Okay, actually, this has been sitting on here for a while, so let me make sure there's no dust on it. I might have, I have a little microfiber rag. Put that over this. Hopefully that'll help. Perfect. Okay. And these are classic songs. This is like ballet melodies. And it might cut out because this is an old vintage one I got, so you can always mute it if it distracts you. feel like a criminal mastermind. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Timer went off. All right, put down your notebooks, your pens, your laptop. Oh, how did it go? Went pretty good for me. I almost got to 1900 words. Yay! I kind of want to get to 2000, but we'll see. It's already almost 9, and I want to have some time to chill tonight, but it'd be great to get 2000. I don't know. Well, let me know how your little sprint went in the comments, and I got to a good part in my story, kind of talking about her current situation with her family and her problems. Poor my main character. Going through a lot, but she'll make it. They'll all make it. But they'll be fine. But yeah, I think it was a good sprint. It was only 50 minutes, and I got a lot of words down, so that was great. It shows that I'm getting traction in my story, kind of know what's going on, and we're getting somewhere, which is great. So now I'm still like kind of in brain writing mode. I might do one more sprint and then kind of see how it goes from there, you know? Kind of see what I can do. Let me go check the comments, see if there's anything there. I don't think there's any. That's fine. So that's okay. Today I would consider on here, it's day 1 of me writing with you guys. So that's very exciting. Thanks for coming and writing with me. I do appreciate it. I'll probably write a little bit extra on my own, but feel free to sprint on your own too. And thanks for joining me. You guys are so sweet, and welcome to Kate's Books and Crannies. I hope you tag along for more writing and book recommendations and all the fun stuff. Well, see you guys later.